I'm like delirious. I have a cold. I feel awful. Or I've been bitten by a poisonous spider. I don't know. Hey everyone, welcome to Break the Twitch vlog number 5. I'm super excited to have you here because this means that we've done 5 videos, and if you haven't seen the other 4, I recommend that you do. I'll go ahead and link them right here. So, let's go ahead and talk about living spaces. When it comes to your choice of living space, there's a lot to consider. Really what I think the decision comes down to as a whole is, what are we going to be most comfortable with? And financially, what can we afford in a way that will allow us to pursue the lifestyle that we want? On one end of the spectrum, you have tiny houses. You can build or buy a tiny house for between $30,000 and $50,000. You don't have a mortgage and your costs are relatively low as long as you can find a place to put them. That's one example of a very low financial hurdle, but probably a little less comfortable in some ways because it is pretty small. You have about 220 square feet or less depending on the size. On the complete opposite side of that is a gigantic house, maybe in the suburbs, that has 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, 3,000 square feet, and just a ton of room. That's going to be a higher financial hurdle. You'll likely have a mortgage for 30 years, and you're going to have a ton more space to live in. Whether that's what you need to accomplish the lifestyle that you really want or not, that is up to you to figure out. Somewhere in that spectrum is what my wife Amy and I have chosen for our home. We live in a 1,300 square foot home with a finished basement in the city of Minneapolis. It has 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, so there is a lot of room, but it sits on a 900 square foot foundation. The location allows us to own 1 car so that we can share it, but also bike and use public transportation to get into the city whenever we need to. It's really quite nice, and that seems to fit our lifestyle really well. Financially, it's definitely not a tiny house where it doesn't have a mortgage, but the mortgage is a low enough hurdle that we have been able to look at some alternate work plans and do things that give us more flexibility to travel and spend money living life in the way that we want to. So it's worked really well for us. What it comes down to is kind of picking the lifestyle and the opportunities that you want to be able to take with your money. If you enjoy spending time at home and you're at home all the time, putting a lot of money into a nice backyard and enjoying that time is probably worth it. If you want to be traveling a lot and you don't want to be at home and you just need it to kind of hold some of your things and have a place to come back to, a tiny home could be a great option for you. But I think the most important thing is to be completely conscious of that decision that you're making. When you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to something else. If you say yes to a big home, if you don't make a proportional amount of income to the cost of that mortgage, you're saying no to a lot of freedom in life and being able to make decisions about traveling more or doing things that you might not have the opportunity to do if you didn't have such a big mortgage. I think the most important takeaway is that we be conscious and intentional about the decisions that are right for us. Whether that's buying a big home or having a tiny house. We can really think about the trade-offs that we're taking and take away what we want from the experience. Thanks for watching. This has been vlog number 5 for Break the Twitch, and we'll see you next time. While I was standing here, there was a really cool crayfish down in the water, and I'm going to show you.